Hey everybody, it's Romania Black. So we are on free starting days and I'm so excited. We have so much free content to get through before we're even to season 3. I absolutely love it. So we just did the OVA, which, oh my gosh, y'all, the OVA may be my favorite part of season 2. Like, I love season 2 episodes 10, 11, and 12 and 13. Like, those last 4 episodes of season 2 are so, like, great start to finish. But that OVA, chef's kiss all the way. So this movie takes place, I've been told to watch it right after this. And I originally, when I was looking at the movies, I was like, should I watch this before season 2? Because it's taking place in the past. But then there were all these characters in the photo for the poster that I didn't even know. So I'm excited that we get new characters. And I've been told from comments on YouTube and Patreon that the characters that we meet in this movie are going to carry over into the next movies and into season 3. So that's good that we get some continuity. And I like films for anime that are not just filler. Like, filler is one of my least favorite things about anime, especially when a series has a bunch of filler. And so I like that this has some continuity to it. It's not just a flashback. There's some added things to it. So pretty much we have this movie, and then we have Timeless Medley, which has the Rin and Haru parts to it that I want to watch and react to those. Then we have Take Your Marks. And then we have episode 0, and then season 3. So there's still plenty of free content to get through, which I'm really excited because I don't want free to end yet. I love free. The fact that we only have 1 season after this, at least there's a movie coming, which I'm excited about. But now that we're 2 seasons in, I'm like seeing that we're like over the halfway point of the series, and I'm like, oh no. So this movie is an hour and 50 minutes long. Holy cow! They're not joking. I've been watching anime movies, but they've only been like 50 minutes or maybe 58 minutes. Like, they've been very short. And I've been like, okay, cool, but this is like an hour and 50 minutes. It's like 4 episodes in one. I'm so excited. So, without further ado, guys, we are going to watch Free Starting Days. And I hope y'all enjoy. Please feel free to comment down below. Please, no spoilers. But yeah, let's get to this. I'm so excited. And we are going to start Starting Days here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Is that 2015? Oh my gosh, that was so long ago. Oh man, okay. Oh, that was a movie. That was a lot more somber than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I was like, oh, it's a free movie. It's gonna be fun and lighthearted. That was like so angsty. So angsty and sad at times. Oh my gosh. Which they're middle schoolers. It's like middle school hormones. Hormones everywhere. Puberty. What all, but oh my gosh, so much happened in that movie. So the sad thing is that I'm guessing that the only thing continuity wise that bugs me is that we built this whole movie. We built Ikuya and Asahi up this entire movie. And Natsuya and Now makes sense because they were 3rd years. And so they would have been, by the time, if they had stayed at Iwatobi, by the time Mako and them, they would have been 3rd years. By the time Mako and them were 1st years. And it was established Iwatobi didn't really have a swim club. And Mako and Haru didn't start Iwatobi Swim Club until their 2nd year. So now and Natsuya would have been graduated by then. So that part makes sense if that were the case. But you've built these new characters up that I really like. But then you're trying to tell me that they weren't around next year? That they just left? So I'm guessing, unless Natsuya, when he went to high school, went to a different high school, maybe the family moved away and Izuya and Akuya moved with his brother to that high school. I could see that maybe happening. Because it seems like, and I don't know if that's a Japanese thing, but it seems like a lot of these characters, like, they switch schools quite a bit. And that seems like, I feel like the Western, like, American school systems are a little bit different because it's kind of like once you're in a certain district for a school, you kind of stay there. But with them, it looks like they can jump around. So I could see, and then I guess Asahi's character left too, and that left it open for Ren and Nagisa to come back there that following year. or maybe it was their third year. I don't know. I think it was their third year that they came back. So I'm hoping in season 3, or at least in the other movies that we watch, there's a little bit of an establishment of what happened to Asahi and Ikuya, because I really like their characters, and Kasumi. Oh my god, there's just so much. So, but yeah, this movie was so much more angsty than I thought it was going to be. Like, there was so much like melodrama and angst, and Mako. I We give this show a lot of grief for the meme of Mako always leaning down to grab Haru's hand. But when it didn't happen in this movie, that was really sad. And I was like, no, you have to grab his hand. No, I don't like that. So, okay, so the new characters that we establish here. Asahi is basically like a less pervy Momo. Asahi is just full on brute energy, brute strength. I've noticed that the Butterfly Club has a lot of issues, because you got Asahi, who is having struggles with the freestyle. You've got Ray's cameo in this. Come on. Ray having the cameo, and Ray struggling with the strokes too. You have Rin being angsty shark boy, and then you have Sosuke. Oh my gosh, Sosuke in this. As a Sosuke stan, I was like, you're meeting all my requirements, movie. The angst was there, the vindication was there. I was living for it. I loved it. But I feel like the Butterfly Club is the Butterfly Stroke, it is not only the hardest stroke, but its members of the Butterfly Club have lots of issues to sort out. But Asahi, he's very similar to Momo, except he's not like girl crazy. He's swimming crazy, right? And I love his sister and him like just applying all the product. We got Kasumi again. Kasumi, for the record, I love Kasumi as a plot device character, because Kasumi really doesn't have any reason to be in this series. He's in the basketball club. He's off doing his own thing. He's conveniently there as a plot device to spurn the plot forward. But you know what? I'm totally okay with that, because he has a very endearing personality. I love how flirty he is, how friendly and fun. He's always like in a good mood. Like, I really like Kasumi's character. So you know what? If this show is just going to use him as some kind of plot device, I am fine with it, because he's really cool. And I like that we got to see the moments where him and the basketball friend came to watch them play. Like that, it all makes sense, because when we were introduced to Kasumi in season 2, I was like, oh, he had all this history with them. But he did, because Haru was in class with him and Asahi and Ikuya, and was not in the same class as Mako. So that makes sense. And it all tied back together. I like how we conveniently tied to the second season pretty well. And then there's Ikuya, who, him and Haru, not that different, like, except he's way more angsty and moody than Haru is. Ikuya is. But, oh man, the whole thing with him and his brother made sense by the end of it. Let it be said that Demon Coach, no, not Suya, Demon, like, I was like, man, this middle school is a bit harsh on these kids. This practice session is pretty harsh. No wonder Haru doesn't want to have a team. It made a lot of sense. A lot of Haru's decisions and mentality throughout season 1 and season 2, this movie definitely helped to establish it, and it made a lot of sense. I'm like, oh, okay, this is why Haru is the way that he is. And the way that Natsuya is a coach makes a lot of sense. I get that they're trying to like pair up Asahi and Ikuya. I don't see that as much, but now in Natsuya, like, they are like Rin Sosuke vibes for sure, but Natsuya and now, what's that mean? Ode Falcon. Like, just like that, there was so much like attraction, like chemistry between those two characters. And I wondered if Now had an injury and that's why he wasn't swimming, but then we find out he has the detached retina. And I was trying to say it in the reaction, one of my friends, her mother had a detached retina, and it hurts. Like, it's a really, like, your retina, it detaches from your eyeball, and it causes some serious eyesight issues. And it's supposed to be really painful, and it's a big procedure to get it fixed. And so when he said that was it, I was like, oh, well, that's a really serious procedure. So that makes a lot of sense. And I like that he becomes the catalyst for them moving forward. Haru's parents, I got that we established in season 1 that they had left him in high school by himself, but they were leaving him by himself in middle school. Like, I mean, do what you got to do, and that kind of relates to Haru's free spirit, that he's been kind of self-reliant and self-sufficient. But man, him not eating well, and then he was mad at Mako, so he wasn't eating the leftovers, and then he had the low blood sugar, and I mean, it happens. I had a friend in high school that she was kind of had the same deal. She didn't eat right for a while, and her blood sugar was really low, and she passed out a few times, and it's like, crud. So I could definitely relate in that moment to what was going on with Haru, but holy cow. Just the angst in this movie. I was like, oh, it got really sad there for a while, and I was like, this is not the free I'm used to. I'm used to happy, fun free, not sad free. Man. And then Sosuke. Oh my gosh. Sosuke's like angsty vindication towards Haru makes a lot more sense during this, because you understand that Rin's built Haru up in Sosuke's mind as like, Haru's the reason that I want to get better at swimming, and Haru's my inspiration because he's my rival, and Sosuke is also Rin's rival. So when Sosuke first sees Haru and he's performing so poorly, he's like, why did Rin talk you up? Why you're embarrassing to Rin. And again, Sosuke is all aboard the Rin train. So, but man, that letter, oh, that I felt really bad for Sosuke, because could you imagine getting a letter and then realizing that it wasn't originally written to you? It was originally to Haru, and he just couldn't send it, so he sent it to Sosuke instead. Ugh, that was so sad and awkward. I'm glad that in the credits they showed Sosuke receiving letters from Rin, because at least that means that Sosuke and Rin were communicating back and forth, because regardless of if you ship Sosuke with Rin, I kind of do, or Haru with Rin, which I can totally see that as well. Regardless of how you see it, that's really sad for Sosuke that he's been communicating, he's been initiating communication, and Rin, the letter move, I'm like, oh Rin, you couldn't have just rewrote the letter or gotten a better eraser. That was so sad. That was so sad. But yeah, and then Nagisa being precious, and so I like that we've established, I'm assuming these characters are going to come back into play into season 3. I'm assuming that since they're the same age as Mako and Haru, that we're going to see them in college. I'm wondering if they ended up in Tokyo too, if they're on the team with Haru, and Haru's like, oh, Asahi, Ikuya, it's been a couple years, what y'all been up to, and we'll find out. And if maybe Natsuya's might be on the university team as well, because it looked at the end like Natsuya and Izu and Ikuya were working together again as brothers. So, man, I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. We're going to see them in college with them again, and they'll be on the swim team because Nagisa and Rei are no longer there. So we conveniently need a breaststroke and a butterfly guy. And wouldn't you know it, Asahi and Izuya and Akuya actually swim butterfly and breaststroke? What are the odds? That's what I'm predicting will happen. But Makoto isn't doing the swim team, it doesn't look like, at Tokyo at the college. So I'm wondering, will Natsuya be the new breaststroke guy, or will we get a new team member maybe? I'm curious, because I'm assuming they do relay in college as well. So I'm curious how that will work. Oh man, this is getting me very hyped for season 3, because I like these new characters we've introduced and I want to see them again. I'm curious if we'll see Natsuya and Nao again. That would be cool. Even though they're 2 years older, they could still be around. And if Nao and Natsuya are still friends, then they'll probably be there if Ikuya is there as well. But yeah, and then all the flashbacks to Australia, everything. I'm so glad I watched this after season 2, because it would not have made any sense to watch it beforehand. And everything makes so much more sense. But this was good. I am so happy we got a feature-length movie out of this. That makes me feel really good. I'm really curious now. So we've got a couple other movies before we get to season 3. We still have the medley, Timeless Medley. I want to watch that next. There's 2 specials. I'm going to watch them together, I think. There's Haru and Rin's versions, and I want to watch them together, those 2 OVAs, and do that as one reaction. And then there's Take Your Marks, and it's split into like 4 parts. So that could be a pretty long reaction. We'll see how long that gets. But I'll do that next, and then episode 0, and then start season 3. So I'm so happy we have all of this free content. I love Free, and so the fact that we're getting all of this, it just has me really excited. But yeah, guys, holy cow, this was great. I This was wonderful. So I'm really glad I got to watch this. I hope you all enjoyed the reaction. Please feel free to comment down below. Please, no spoilers. I know with Asahi and Akuya, them being introduced and knowing that they're probably going to be back in season 3, it's going to be hard not to spoil me. But I don't want to be spoiled yet because I have theories that they're going to show up on the swim team with Haru, and that's going to be interesting because it'll have been like 3 or 4 years since he's seen them. So I don't know, y'all, but I'm really excited. So, yeah, next we'll do Timeless Medley and go from there. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe and take care. And yeah, I'll be back next week with more Free.